Hey, party people! Welcome once again to the Party of One podcast, where the gaming table is always set for two. I am your host, as always, Jeff Stormer. This week I am joined by my good friend Molly for a game of pay-per-view, Rob Whelan's Fate-accelerated hack of professional wrestling. It's a real good game, y'all. I'm real excited about it. Molly is a prolific podcaster on the Audio Entropy Network. Her shows most notably include Totally Reprise, a Totally Spies rewatch podcast which tries to answer the age-old question of what the hell is going on with Totally Spies, and the Amory Score, a podcast which revisits the music, lyrics, and lore of the Coheed and Cambria discography. They're all really good shows. You can find links to them and more in the show notes. A brief technical note for this episode. I goofed, gang. When Molly and I were pitching ideas for the setting of this game, which you'll be able to hear soon on the Party of One Patreon, hint hint, we settled on wrestling in space, and the name Champions of the Galaxy popped into my head, and I didn't realize until well after the fact that that's because there's already a game that exists called Champions of the Galaxy about wrestling in space. Thankfully, that's about where the similarities end between our episode and the Phil Singer Games card game Champions of the Galaxy, but I wanted to put out the disclaimer of, not intentional, apologies for accidentally using the name, all that stuff. That said, Phil Singer Games makes a card game called Champions of the Galaxy. It's about wrestlers in space. It's a card and dice game. It's really fun and lightweight and easy to pick up. They also make another game called Legends of Wrestling using the same engine, which is real-life wrestlers, older wrestlers, indie wrestlers, etc. They're both really cool games, so if you are looking for a wrestling-themed game, you should check them out. I'll throw a link in the show notes. They're pretty cool. One last thing, a quick note that I am going to be at DexCon this Friday to Sunday, July 7th to the 9th. If you are going to be there, I would love to see you and say hi, so shoot me a tweet and we'll grab a drink or something. It'd be great. With all that out of the way, let's throw it over to me in the past so he can get started with the show. Take it past me. Thanks, future me. This week I am sitting down with Molly. Molly, thanks so much for coming on Party of One.
No, thanks for having me.
So, at the top of the show, anything you might want the audience at home to know about, any cool podcasts you're affiliated with, etc., and so on.
Oh boy, I am on a multitude of podcasts. You can find most of them at audioentropy.com. The main one I do is Totally Reprise, where we are watching the entirety of Totally Spies from front to back. It's a good show. And the other one that I do that I really want to plug is the Amory Score, which is over on abnormalmapping.com, where we're going over all of the lore behind the Coheed and Cambria albums. And it's very bad.
Yeah, I've been following along with just the tweets about it, and it's the most bonkers thing in the world.
The problem is that it's my favorite band and the music's very good, but the lore is very bad.
I understand that feel real well. And Totally Spies is just a good, innocent, clean...
A good, wholesome family program that nothing is ever weird or horny on.
Nope.
Never once.
Never even once. So, this week we are playing Fate Core. We are specifically playing the pay-per-view hack of Fate Core by Rob Whelan. It is a game we've played before on the show. It is a game that I am very fond of. I think it is one of the best professional wrestling role-playing games that I've ever read, which is very high praise from me as someone that has read a lot of them. And yeah.
Very surprising.
Yeah, I
wouldn't expect you to be super into wrestling.
I know, right? I don't know if it's something that I've really shared with the listening audience, but, so yeah, I'm super excited. This is going to be a lot of fun. We did some character creation and setting creation stuff beforehand, so, I'm ready to dive in. How are you feeling?
I'm ready to go. We have made some wonderful, wonderful characters here.
Yes. So I'm actually just going to intro the show, and then we will introduce our characters.
Let's do it.
So, we open in deep space. It is a floating husk of an old, cargo ship. And suddenly, from the outside, smaller, blockade runner ships start, surrounding it. And we get all sorts of different shapes and sizes. Some of them are these really elaborate warships, and then there are these, scientific research vessels. And all of them just start unloading, blaster fire. But not, at a target, they're just firing it into the air. So the air is lined with a rainbow of laser fire. And suddenly, from the communications array on this old Space Hulk comes... Hold on, I gotta think of just the right...
Just the right one.
Just the right one. Welcome, species of all shapes and sizes, to Champions of the Galaxy, the galaxy's foremost underground fighting ring. All of the greatest pan-galactic warriors have gathered here for a once-in-a-lifetime, a once-in-a-million cycle showdown of the immortals, coming to you live every Thrax Day night. Here.
Yep.
In the Champions of the Galaxy Battle Dome.
Oh, good.
The drone cameras spiral around, and we zoom in on this wrestling ring. As I think the first match we see, and I think this is where we introduce my character, is like they zoom in, and there are already 3 triplets. There's 3 identical twin wrestlers. I think they're like kind of like myconids. They're kind of mushroom folk. So
okay.
They've got the big spore heads, and that's why they're triplets, because they've reproduced by budding. They're standing in the ring. They're kind of doing like acrobatic-y things, and then we get the loudest like thrumping butt rock guitar as so I think what it is the dome itself is you've got these big arena seats, right? But I think it's a horseshoe. Like 3 of sides are lined with seats, and one of them is open to basically like the, what's the word? Like the shipping bay, the dock.
I was gonna say, is it like a docking?
Yeah, docking bay.
Kind of setup.
That's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Yeah, the docking bay is the 4th side.
Yep.
From the docking bay comes in on like a speeder bike, basically, or like a swoop bike from Star Wars, wearing some sort, like a cross between biker gear and gladiator armor, with the big like Roman centurion mohawk. Comes riding in. Wrestling fans, introducing the Champions of the Galaxy Pan-Galactic Champion, Roadmaster Horax. And as you do when you're riding the bike, he rides it all the way around the ring twice.
Yep.
And I think fans are real mad. I think they're throwing trash.
Oh, they're upset. They hate this guy.
They're throwing trash. We're getting a lot of view screenshots of aliens just screaming in various alien languages. And he's like, giving the like, yeah, more, come on, get it.
He's reveling in it. He loves
living it. And he parks the bike, he hops onto the apron, he does the top rope step.
Yep.
And he gives the come get some to the triplets. And what I'm gonna do, since we're going to be playing out a feud between our 2 characters, and you'll be introduced in the next segment. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just treat this as a promo. So it's just going to be just an opportunity to get fate points for the first match that we have. I think we'll probably do 3 matches between the 2 of us.
That sounds good.
Because the matches go pretty quickly. Just finding a good fate dice roller.
I was gonna say, do you have one? Because I would rather not like roll dice on the audio, unless that's okay.
Oh, yeah, that's totally fine. I enjoy a good dice rolling sound, but I just don't have my dice in front of me. I'm just gonna use the Wizard's dice roller and do D6.
I was gonna say, as you can imagine, I have a set of fate dice at this point.
Yeah,
so
feel free to roll them. I'm just gonna be doing a D6 minus a D6, because that generates the same probability curve as a fate game.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna roll this. What do we think the difficulty here is to get the fate point? Just a 2? We'll say 2.
I think it's 2 or 3, yeah.
I rolled a -2, but my number is but my powerhouse, which I think the fight goes, they all rush, because it's a handicap match that I'm in, right?
Yes.
The triplets rush me, and they're just punching away, and I do the, like, flail out. Like, I let them get close,
right,
and I
you
push
fling them all off, yeah.
And they go flopping, and I grab one, and I choke slam him, and I grab another, and I chokeslam him onto his brother, and I chokeslam the third one, so there's just a pile, and I climb up top, and I just splash all of them.
Just pancake all of them.
Yep. And, you know, we get the 1, 2, 3, and, yeah, it's just a real brutal squash match.
It's extremely Space Ryback.
Yep. It is 100% Space Ryback. And, like, the crowd's booing. We get a shot of the Mushroom Folk, like, Spacer crew, the people that have sent us these champions. And they're screaming, and I think the guy that's screaming, or I think the captain of the crew that's screaming is popping buds.
Popping off little guys.
Yep. They're just so mad. It's pop, pop,
They're
pop.
so upset.
And I think Horax just steps over the top rope, hops on his bike, and rides right back out of the arena.
Yeah, he's outie.
So they clear the ring. What is your wrestler's match for this? On this card? Give me their full introduction.
Okay, so they definitely come in, and he is we have a Titantron, of course.
Oh, for sure.
Right?
I think it's a Holotron, so it's like 3D graphics.
Oh yeah, so in like huge neon, you get in like purple. It just says the Fighting Flexifrog as he comes in, and you see a frog guy, and he's probably like let's call him like 5'6".
Yeah.
And he has like a mask on, and he has a big orange jumpsuit. And this match for him, I think it is a match. And the way I think that this, because we're telling the story of this feud.
Yeah.
Is that this is like the #1 contenders match.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Because, you know, you're the champ, and the Fighting Flexifrog wants to earn his spot here. So he comes down to the ring. Very electronic music happening, because you know his crew is the Explorers crew.
Yep.
And he gets to the ring, and who's he gonna fight?
I think he is fighting. I think that the electronica music starts to like transition. It's still kind of electronica, but it transitions into a very like industrial type of music. We get a lot of like piston sounds and stuff as Rasslor the Rasslbot comes out. And I'm picturing just a Cylon. Like.
Perfect. Great. Yes, this is wonderful.
This is good. So, how does he win? How does he win his match? Because he wins his match, right?
Yeah, he's gonna win this match because we have to. You know, we're setting up this feud here. But this is like the backstory part where the Fighting Flexifrog really wants this, and he wins by submission. And we never came up with finishing moves.
We did not. I realized that.
We did not. I just realized that we goofed it.
Yep.
But I did have the idea.
Tell me what his finishing move is.
His finishing move is a submission hold. And it's... I want to do something because I'm playing with a frogman, so there's no way I don't have, like, something to do with the tongue here, because that has to be it. So when he does the finishing move, you know he's ready because he's going to pull the mask off. He's going to, like, lasso the opponent. And I think what happens is you, like, bind the arms to their sides. It's like a modified, I'm thinking, like, a calf crusher. Type of deal. So that's what I'm thinking here, and I got to name it.
It's got to be called the tongue lashing, right?
Okay. Yes, it's called the tongue lashing. Absolutely. Great. Yeah, so that's what that is. And I think because it's, you know, he's fighting a robot, he snaps the leg, and that has to be it.
Yeah. The leg comes clean off.
Yes.
And I think, for the record, Horax's is the road wreck.
Okay.
And it's the pancake. It's the flying splash, which he's not very good at high flying wrestling.
Yeah, I was gonna say. But he's cocky.
Yeah,
is what he is.
Big, so he kind of just like falls on you, and he's so big that it just like wrecks you. If he can pull it off, which is iffy.
Yeah, which is iffy, especially against like a fast opponent.
Yeah. Okay, so make me a roll. You want to get a 2.
Okay.
And apply your technical to that.
Okay. So we have a 3.
Okay, fantastic. So you gain a fate point. You start with, as a mid-carder, you're going to start with, I believe, 1 heat.
I believe it is... Okay.
Because it is 1 heat per aspect rounded down, I believe. I'm going to check that
1 heat per aspect. Yeah, I need to double check this one.
It's rounded up, so you start with 2.
Okay.
So now you're at 3, so we're both at 3 heat. We both succeeded at our roll. And I think the way that your segment ends is your music hits.
Yeah.
And, like, we get the whole thing. You're celebrating in the ring. It cuts out. Horax's music starts playing as he rides the motorcycle up to the docking bay. And he just sits there and he revs that engine.
Yep.
And then just backs up and rolls out.
They have a stare down before he does it.
Yep.
Good.
Oh, you know what he does?
What does he do?
Definitely just points. Just gives you the point.
He points and then he, like, does the thing where he gestures to the belt around his waist. Yep. Yeah, that is exactly what happens.
And he just rolls out on his bike.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. And then the rest of the card plays out. And I think that our first match, which we'll run right now, is a non-title contest. Because I think I think he cuts a promo later that is to the effect of, like... In fact, I'm going to make this a compel. I'm going to compel myself.
Okay.
I think I give you this non-title match because he cuts a promo and he says, "I am the last great conqueror of my people. I have come to Champions of the Galaxy, for there were no more worlds to conquer. There were no more champions to defeat. So I am here, and true to my ancestry, I have defeated every hero that has come before me. So if this fighting Flexifrog wants a shot at me, I will happily give them a non-title contest to prove himself. I will happily give him a non-title contest to prove himself. Let him come and see what he's up against when he challenges for that title."
So this definitely happens on the Raw version of Galactic Wrestling.
Yeah.
Like, the non-title match happens on the television show rather than the
This happens,
actual pay-per-view itself.
Yeah, this just happens on Champions of the Galaxy, and I think the previous pay-per-view was called, like, Star Slam.
Yes.
See, now that I know the gimmick, I'm gonna be firing off pay-per-view names left, right, and center.
I'm so ready. Lord.
This is good. This is very, very good. Yeah, so I think he says all of that, he gets cocky, and he just gives you a chance to, like, come at him.
Right. Yeah, so, do we need to do anything else? We should just cut to the match then at that point?
Yeah, I think we cut to the match, and I think it's still happening on, like, Champions TV.
Yeah, this is Champions TV. This is not... The actual match will be at the pay-per-view, but, you know, let's get a taste of it first.
Yeah, the actual match itself will be at King of the Quasar in a few cycles.
God. Yeah, King of the Quasar, perfect.
But right now we're in Champions TV. It's a non-title match, so I don't... Fighting Flexifrog comes out first, as you are not the champion. So describe your entrance.
So he comes down, and he's... It's definitely in the same vein. He has the same the Tron, the same music and all that stuff. And when he's coming in, he definitely jumps around from rope to rope without touching the he gets in the ring, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he'll get in the middle, and then he'll jump to the rope on one side, and then he'll jump to the other rope across the way, and then go around and around. Probably about 6 or 7 times before landing in the middle and doing some like dramatic arm posing in the ring.
Yep. That's fantastic. I think now Horax's entrance is very different because it's TV.
Oh yeah, you don't get the bike on TV.
Yeah, so he comes out and like the music hits and he just kind of does like hands in front of him, like fingers crooked a little bit, lets the crowd boo a little bit, cricks his neck, and just like strolls very confidently and very cocksure to the ring. No real like fanfare, no real thing. This is a TV entrance. He's gonna take it a little easy.
Absolutely.
So the match starts. So the first thing we're gonna do is roll to see who has starting momentum. You're gonna choose an aspect, or you're gonna choose one of your approaches. You're gonna describe like your initial strategy, and we'll roll off, and whoever gets higher starts with momentum. I think my initial strategy is just like, I think it's just throwing, like, he's just gonna cold try to cock you in the jaw, knock you off balance.
Okay. I think I want to have the Flexifrog strategy gonna be jumping back towards the rope and immediately going for like a drop kick that way.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So I am going to spend a point of heat to reroll the dice because I got a -3. And I'm going to say what it is even more so than... So I think what it is, in fact, is not... Which my ass... Okay, yeah, I'm going to come in and, like... Just, like I said, cock you in the jaw, and I'm just, like... I'm not holding back. I'm really just, like, body hooks.
Yeah.
Wild punches, because I am a one-man crew, and I am used to, like, brawling.
Yeah, you're just going hard as you can.
Alright, so that one is...
So we're just rolling...
Oh, go ahead, sorry.
So I'm just rolling high flying?
Yeah, just roll your high flying, yeah.
And do I get the stunt? Does that count towards momentum?
No, not yet.
Not yet? Okay, I just want to make sure.
Yeah.
Oh, that's bad. That is a 0.
Alright, I got a 3. You can always spend a point to add to that.
Yeah, I have 3 heat. I think I'm gonna give it a reroll because that was just a bad roll.
Okay.
So let's see what we can get here. So I'll go down to 2 heat here. Okay, that's a 3.
Okay, so we are perfectly tied. We're I'm gonna give. In fact, I'm going to regain that fate point. I'm gonna compel my no more worlds to conquer feud aspect. And I'm going to, like, after throwing some punch, like, you kick, I fall backwards, and I roll back, and I stand up, and I do, like, the Japanese strong style, like, again. So I'm giving you momentum, just being like, again.
Okay, I think he's just going to repeat. I think that's just what's going to happen here.
So go ahead and make that roll, and this time you can add your stunt.
Yeah, this time, I'm going to add the stunt, which is bouncing around. So that is a 4.
Okay, and now the way that every action works in pay-per-view is every action is opposed. So you're always going to pick an approach and describe how you, like, defend against it, you escape it, you dodge it, etc. So for me, I am just, like I said, I've patted my chest, I said again, and I'm going to, like...
Yeah, you're absolutely ready to just no-sell this. It does not matter. The hit, it's not even a hit. What are you doing out here, kid?
So I'm going to invoke my no-selling stunt and my powerhouse. So I get... I get an 8.
Oh my god, okay.
So I think, what did you get?
I got a 4.
Okay, yeah.
So you got style here.
Yeah. So I'm going to add, I think I'm going to add an advantage, or add a boost, and say that you're a little exhausted. Because I have you do it, like, 3 times.
Yeah, no, the frog did the entrance, jumped around on the ropes, and then did it a couple more times. This is maybe not the smartest move. He's a fresh kid.
So I think on the third one, I'm going to like take it and then just straight up like uppercut you off your feet.
Yeah.
Just a hard European uppercut, just knock you off your feet. I'm going to go for a roughneck attack, and I'm going to invoke, just take that exhausted boost right off the bat.
Okay.
So I'm going to end up with a 5.
Okay, and I'm rolling...
How do you avoid...
Oh, I need to defend here. So you're just going straight in again. Mm-hmm. I think... he has to try and like dive out of the way because he went up and now he's coming back down and he has to dodge like that.
Now a rule in pay-per-view is
that's right, that would be the same approach.
If you're going to do that, you can do that, but you have to spend a fate point, invoke an aspect to do that.
No, let's see, what else can we do? Because you're right, that's boring. That doesn't make sense.
You could use your technical and try to grab my arm and counter that into a submission.
Oh yeah, we could slip into a hold. Yeah, so it is the exact scene is you're throwing another punch.
Yeah, I'm just like trying to take you right off your feet with like a big European uppercut. So right the crook of the elbow, right under the jaw.
So what I'm thinking is he's going to try and grab the elbow and try to flip you over with the momentum from it.
That's good. I like that.
And get you in a hold.
I love that. Yeah, make that roll.
So let's see. Would this be? Do you think this? No, this does not count for slipping out.
No, I don't think this counts as slipping out. But I think this does give you your full technical.
Yeah. Okay. So that is a 3.
3 total, or three? You rolled a 3.
That's 3 total. The dice were neutral.
Okay.
So that's 3.
So you're gonna take 2 stress. You can take a 2. You fill in your 2 stress box or add a consequence.
I am going to take the 2 stress box.
Okay. Now, the way that everything works in momentum, or in fate, the way that everything works in pay-per-view is as long as you keep succeeding, you maintain momentum and you keep making attacks.
Yes.
So I'm going to make another attack. I'm not going to use my roughneck. I am going to actually, when you're off your feet, I'm going to roll out of the ring. Crowd's furious. And I'm going to pull up the apron. I'm going to use my weapons under the ring stunt and my savvy. I'm going to invoke an aspect.
Okay.
Because I rolled a -5, which is only possible if you use the 2d6.
Good.
Great. I rolled the same thing twice.
Perfect.
Even better. So, my end result is a -1.
Okay.
But I think what I'm trying to do is you get some shots of the drone cameras pick up a few shots of my hover bike. You see it stashed under the ring, and I'm struggling. I'm trying real hard to pull it out so I can just hit you with
the entire bike.
Entire bike.
Okay. Okay, let's see. What approach should I take here? Because I think what happens is that you spend too much time trying to do that. Yeah. So we're going to try and take advantage of that situation. Mm-hmm. And I guess the defense is basically offense here.
Yeah. How are you putting me on the defensive?
So we got to take an approach. I think that this is just a roughneck.
All right.
I think what's going to happen is that he's going to jump out of the ring and then just hit you from the side is what's going to happen. He's going to jump. No, here's what happens. He rolls out on the other side of the ring, runs around, and then just comes in and bashes you.
I think that's great. Yeah.
Yeah.
So roll me that roughneck.
All right, let's roll some roughneck.
You just want to get a 0.
That's a 0.
Fantastic. You have
Excellent.
You have taken momentum.
Good. Okay. So now we're back on the offensive. So while Horax is stunned outside of the ring, I imagine, having been maybe knocked down by this attack, I think the Flexifrog is going to go to the top rope.
Okay.
and do a splash from the top.
Oh, that's so good. Is it a frog splash?
It's a frog splash.
Yeah.
Yeah, Why wouldn't it be a frog splash? Yep. Oh, that's bad. I am going to invoke Best in the System.
Best in the system!
Best in the System, because that roll was garbage. So this is a high-flying attack. And that is not much better. So that is a 3.
Okay. I'm going to use my powerhouse, but I'm not going to use I'm not going to count. I don't think this counts as no selling, because I don't think this is like a strike. But I am going to use powerhouse because I think he's going to try to like get to his feet and catch you.
Yes, absolutely.
And that is a 4, so I have caught you. I gotcha. And now I'm going to, I'm going to invoke my one-man crew, because I'm going to fight a little dirty here.
Okay.
And I'm going to powerhouse, because I'm just going to carry you and just ram you into the ring post.
Oh, boy.
And because you're a frog, I'm going to just wrap you around the whole thing.
Oh, no.
That is
okay.
2, so that is a total of 6.
I think I am going to try and use technical to swing over you and try to get like a chokehold going.
That works. And yeah, that's good. And I would also count that as your stunt because you're slipping out of a hold.
Yeah, I'm slipping out of a hold because you have me in a hold. Okay, so let's do this. Okay, here we go. That is a 6.
Okay. In that case, if you invoke an aspect right now, you can take it. Otherwise, I will get a boost. But no stress dealt.
I think this is going to be breaking new ground.
Okay.
Going to win against the champ, and do something maybe the Flux Frog hasn't done before, which is win against a main eventer.
Okay, yeah. So I think, I think what happens is you put me in the sleeper hole. You take momentum.
Yes.
What do you do next?
Yes. We keep that on there, and I think, do we have to get back in the ring for this to work, or does this end in like a count out outside the ring?
This definitely ends in a count out.
This ends in a count out outside the ring.
This ends in a count out of the ring. So, go back. You're back up to 3 heat, and I think that we're gonna compel. I think that we compel just the champions of the galaxy thing, right? Because we have broken the rules. They've called the match.
Yes.
So we each get another point of heat. We're both back up to 4 heat.
Yes. Okay.
So, I think what's going to happen is this is going to be an opposed roll. Because I think the following cycle on Champions TV is we get a promo battle.
Okay.
Because I think we're both furious. Like, I know I'm upset.
Oh, yeah.
So, what happens is the next week the show starts. Horax is already in the ring.
Oh, yeah, we're starting live.
We're live. He's not supposed to be here. He's in the ring. He's got the mic. And he has a snifter of brandy in his other hand.
Okay.
And he sniffs the brandy and he takes a sip. He holds the mic and he says, I came here for one purpose. To prove that I was the greatest contender the galaxy and all of its dimensions have ever known. Last week, the Flexifrog felt the need to not only besmirch my name and my title reign, but to besmirch the rules on which this enterprise was built. And the crowd is booing because he's such a hypocrite. Boo.
Oh, yeah, because he was going. Everybody saw the bike. We know you were going for the bike.
And he's sipping his brandy. If he wishes to end this with brutality and bloodshed, let it be. I am requesting that the grand intelligence of the champion of the galaxy make our title match at King of the Quasar a no disqualifications match.
Okay.
And for this, I am going to roll my savvy. My savvy aspect with my stunt, or with my, I'm going to invoke my aspect of Heart of a Poet.
Oh, yeah.
To try and add to try and create the advantage of no disqualifications on our title match.
Yeah, because that would be a situation aspect. Yeah.
It does not. It does not succeed.
Okay.
Or rather, it might. I mean, well,
Let me try this. So the Flexifrog also comes out, but is on the stage with a mic. And does this need to be a run-in here?
I don't know. I don't think so. This is just a promo.
Okay, this is just a promo. Okay. So the Flexifrog is going to come out on stage with the mic in hand, just kind of gesturing to the crowd, like, I am not sure why you think this needs to be a no disqualification match. We both saw what happened there. You went for the bike, and I caught you. That's just, as they say, cheaters never win. I, personally, the best in the system, don't need any extra weapons or any outside sources to help me win. But if you'd like this to be a no disqualification match, I propose something extra. Why don't we also say that falls count anywhere?
Ooh, best in the system. Best in the system.
Okay, and I think, because I like the setup, do we need to roll savvy here? Or is this, I think, you know what, here's what the thing is. I think I'll roll savvy, and if I beat your roll, it will be a false count anywhere.
Yep.
But if not, we can either decide whether it is or is not a no disqualifications. But I think the false count anywhere could just be on the line here.
Yeah, I think that's what the roll. I think that's what. Yeah, I think because. Yeah, that makes sense. So I think it's gonna be no DQ either way.
Yes.
But I think.
But let's see if we can add this with the Flexifrog like goading him into it.
Yeah.
Okay, so is this just a savvy roll?
I would even call this
in that case.
I would even call this technical because like you're playing like you're playing. You know what I mean? You're playing the angles. You're being
playing to your
You're being scientific.
Right. Yes. Okay. So let's roll technical here.
You just got to get a 1.
Let's see.
You just got to get 2 or better.
That is a 4. No, a 5. Excuse me. So we're in there.
Yeah. So if you want, you succeeded with style. So you could even add. You could even take an additional heat.
Okay.
As the crowd is
so,
aggressively chanting "best in the system."
Super into it. Okay.
I am hamming it up in the ring. I've smashed my glass. The crowd is chanting this.
Squashed it in your hand.
And I'm doing the like, you stop that! You stop chanting! You shut your mouth! Just
the Flexifrog is on stage just basking in it.
Oh, and I'm livid. So, we come. I think this is our big final match.
Yes, this is the King of the Quasar match.
Yeah.
Things have happened.
Yeah.
There have been interspersed various aggressions between the two. Somebody's bike got vandalized.
Oh, for sure. I think we get a video package of the Flexifrog returning to his ship to find that all of the water has been, like, dyed black. And you're like, no!
Oh, no! It's so gross in here.
And my bike has been spray painted. It says poop.
It's got little frog heads on it.
Oh! I hate it! It's not badass anymore. Yeah. So, describe the Flexifrog's big pay-per-view entry, or big title match entrance.
So, I'm imagining we find a bigger tanker to do this in.
Yep.
This is on location somewhere.
Oh, this is on planet.
This is we're on the system surface. We're on the planet surface, and the way this is gonna happen you get the same music. You get the same, like Titantron. The Flexifrog comes out with a hoverboard, rolls down the extremely long ramp, and at the end of the ramp, it starts to lift. And the Flexifrog does a flip off the ramp, and then does the regular entrance by landing on the ropes and doing the bounces between all of them. And then just landing in the middle, just arms out, just
and the
basking in it.
The crowd is on fire.
Oh, they're losing it.
What I'm picturing for where this fight is taking place is just the battle from Star Trek, like the Gorn battle. It's just that cheap-looking desert. Or like that cheap-looking, like, mountain pass.
Perfect.
It's I'm picturing, very, very mid-season episode of Doctor Who where it's just obviously a rock quarry.
Right.
So what happens is, there's a rumbling that starts all around you. Suddenly, from you can't even see where, Horax's music starts playing. You look up the ramp, nothing. You look to the left and to the right, nothing. You finally look up and see from the sky, not just Horax, but a whole row of, like, space bikers. All coming down, all wearing
He's got the gang.
All wearing Horax's gear. And he puts up his hand and they depart. Because he's a one-man crew. He makes his way down and he hovers, hops off, elbows his bike and it, like, lands. And the crowd is just so angry.
Oh, they're so mad. Horax is the worst. They hate this guy.
And to be fair, I also hate him.
I also hate Horax. He's the worst. He sucks.
Oh, there's a whole lot of like, digital signs are popping up of, like, push Flexifrog. I hate Horax.
I hate Horax.
One dude's holding up a sign for his blog, and it's just a URL, and you're like, come on, dude.
Horax more like Snorax.
Oh,
get him.
He sees that, and he's telling him, get out of here.
he takes the sign, he takes the projector, and just bashes it.
Crushes it.
Oh, good.
Oh, this is very good. Yeah, so, we're gonna do the same thing again. And this time, there's an aspect of false count anywhere.
Yes, we have false count anywhere, and we also have no disqualification.
No disqualification.
Okay. And we have... we only took, like, the 2 stress. There wasn't much stress that happened in that last match.
That stress cleared at the end of the match, so you're back up.
Yeah, we're all good anyway, so everybody is clear here.
So this is going to be the one fight to end it all.
Everyone's healthy, everyone's ready to fight.
Yeah. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to roll our chosen approach to see who gets momentum. For Horax, it's all powerhouse because he's just walking towards you.
I think what the Flexifrog's approach is words. The approach here is he wants to slide between Horax's legs and try to get the ankle.
Oh, that's good.
He wants to go for, like, an ankle lock.
That's real good. Yeah, okay, so roll your technical. I'm going to roll my powerhouse. I got a 4.
I got a 4 as well.
Okay.
Perfect.
In that case, I'm going to invoke an aspect.
Okay.
I'm going to invoke an aspect to take momentum.
Yeah.
You do that, and what happens is he doesn't move. He looks down at you, he snaps his fingers, and the bike barrels at you.
Oh, no.
And you have to, like, dive out of the way.
Right. So the Flexifrog immediately on the defensive.
Yep. And he is going to... He's going to go for a savvy advantage, using his weapon expert stunt, to once again try to get the bike to chase you, to, like, ram you with the bike. So he's trying to, like, really control it remotely.
Yeah, what is Horax using to control this remotely?
I think he's got, like...
Does he have, like, a wristband or something like that?
I think he's got a plate in his head. I'm kind of picturing,
Okay.
like, Brainiac from Superman, how he's got the 3 little pads on his forehead.
Oh, sure, yes.
He's got that, and it just starts glowing, like, red, and that's how he's just, like, pointing it around.
Okay. I'm wondering, I think the Flexifrog, can he attack that specifically?
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe try. I think what the defense is he's going to try to sever the connection.
So yeah, I think like if you hit like a good enziguri or another like flying like quick flying move,
Yeah.
knock it out.
Right. Yes. So let's do like an enziguri type thing, because Horax is a big guy, which makes the climbing shot where he like jumps up and like puts a foot on the Horax's belt level, and then goes for the kick.
Yep. That's gonna look very cool.
Yeah, so let's do high flying here. And this is not a bouncing around because that requires the ropes. So let's just do high flying.
I think for the purposes of this match, it's just gonna require like a surface.
Okay.
But I think this still doesn't count for it. But I got
Yeah, no, I don't think this is bouncing around. This is just an enziguri.
I got a 2.
I got a 4.
All right, you've taken momentum. You've knocked out the bike. It crashes to the ground. It gets dinged up, and
Oh yeah.
he's not happy.
Oh no. Okay, so in that case, I'm gonna go the Flexifrog. So what I'm imagining is he hits that enziguri. The bike crashes,
Sparks
and
fly
then
from the forehead.
yeah, and Horax spins around to see where the bike went and hit like the ground. I think
He picks up the bike and he holds it in the is it the La Playita? No, let me look that up and get the reference just right.
get it just right.
The Pieta.
Please tell me
He's holding it in
Say it
the
again?
La Pieta, where he's holding it like the Jesus and Mary. He's holding it in his arms like the Supergirl.
Yeah, he's cradling it. I think. So what's gonna happen is that the Flexfrog sees this, and just decides to immediately take advantage and try to get that sleeper hold back on, knowing that's what got him there last time.
Oh, that's exactly. Yeah, that's super good.
Yeah. So I'm gonna roll technical.
And I'm going to roll roughneck as he tries to throw some elbows back. As he's like
Yes.
no. And then he's going to try to like elbow his way out.
Okay, so that is a 4.
I got a 5.
Okay.
You can still take control you can still deal some stress if you want, but it's going to take an aspect, or you can give up momentum.
I think that. So I'm gonna invoke best in the system here.
Best in the system. Best in the system.
Right, and while Horax is throwing elbows, the Flexifrog is just clinging on for dear life, just doing everything he can to stay on this man's back.
That's fantastic. Okay, you've dealt a stress. I'm gonna knock out my 1 stress box, and you maintain momentum.
Okay, so from here in, let's see. I think I'm trying to think of where it goes from here, because obviously you want to maintain that chokehold.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to think if he, maybe, Horax like backs up to the rope. And the scene I'm imagining is the Flexfrog gets his feet on the ropes, and then jumps over and turns it into like a cutter.
Yeah, that's cool. That's super cool.
Yeah.
And I think what there are is I think there are ropes, and I think they are hard light. So they're
Yes,
because I think that's going to be super cool looking for like an outdoor arena type deal.
Absolutely, they're like bright ropes.
Yeah, just pure energy that you just jump off of.
Yes.
All right.
And so it's gonna be high flying.
Yep, and you get your bouncing around stunt.
And I think this breaks the hold here.
Yeah, that makes sense. And you do get your bouncing around stunt.
Yes.
I'm gonna have to call that powerhouse and just like try to just like lumber to my feet immediately.
Yeah, so that's a 6.
Okay, I got a 4, so I am going to take a consequence here of wrenched neck.
Yes.
I got a wrenched neck. Now, the way that consequences work in Fate, as in pay-per-view, as in regular Fate, you get a free invocation of that you can use at any time. The other thing is if you hit your finisher, on top of the free invocation you get from the consequence, you can instantly invoke any consequence that is in play.
While you're on the finisher.
Yeah, and then you only get one use of that, though. So if you fill up my consequences, then you get an instant +6 to your finisher.
Got it. Okay, so currently it's just a +2 on that consequence. Because it's mild.
Yeah.
Okay. I think... I'm trying to think what the next move is. So they're both on the ground now.
I think what happens... I'm actually going to invoke a heat.
Go for it.
I'm going to invoke one-man crew. I'm going to steal momentum from you. Uppercut low blow. One of those the big Ric Flair, big Flair low blow uppercut.
Where the arm comes out the other side.
Just, taken over.
Okay, good. I think the way I'm imagining the defense here, because I don't think he's going to move fast enough to do high flying or something like that.
So I think the low blow is just how he gets momentum, right? And then I think he climbs to his feet and it's just like pounding, like, potato. Big meaty hands, so it's just going to be a roughneck attack.
Let's see. I think this is going to be a roughneck defense. He's gonna do something silly and just try to fight back here.
Okay. It's not going to take a lot because he didn't do very well, and I don't really have an aspect to invoke here.
Sure.
So it's going to be a -1.
Well, wouldn't you know? I also got a -1.
Then I'm going to take that. I'm going to take that boost.
Yes.
Take that boost of off balance.
Okay.
And I am going to I'm gonna knock you off balance, and then I'm grabbing the bike. I'm gonna pick up the bike, try for the savvy advantage again. Much better. Much better. That's a 5. That's a 5 to just grab the bike and swing it at you.
Okay, so this is just the swing now. Yeah. Let's try and do a high flying defense. So what the frog? We're gonna leap out of the way.
Sure.
You're not gonna fight this bike off. You have to not get hit.
Yeah, right.
Okay, so let's high flying. Ooh. Let's see. What can I invoke here to get out of this? Because that's a -1. Let's invoke best in the system.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I think that makes the most sense. I'm trying to find a way to use breaking new ground, but it's not coming up yet.
If you can come up with if you can come up with a really inventive way to counter it, that would make a lot of sense. But I think best in the system works, at least
for now. Yes. Okay, so that's a 3.
Okay, so
yeah.
I get my advantage, but I don't succeed with style.
Yes.
So that's a
right.
So it's a big-ass bike. Or no, a big-ass club, because now I'm just swinging my bike at you.
Right, of course.
And I'm going to use that with my roughneck to just bash you. I'm swinging it around like wild.
Yeah, I think the way, the Flexifrog tries to jump out of the way, and it just clips him. And he falls back down to the ground.
So now he's just picking it up and just swinging down with a hammer. I got a 3, so 5, and I'm gonna invoke that for a 7.
Ugh. Okay, so this is a new attack. How do we get out of here? Let's do maybe technical. Let me look at technical again real quick. I think... See, to try and dodge, I could try to, do an attack to get out of this, too. Maybe try to, dodge through and attack and go for that neck.
That makes sense. I would buy that, yeah.
Yeah, so he's gonna try and dodge through and go for the neck and try to get that hold back on.
Yeah.
But this is definitely a desperate move.
Right, sure.
Okay, so let me roll technical. I don't think this is slipping out at all by any means. Okay, so that's going to be a 3. So yeah, I think that's just going to be what he's taking here is that 4 difference.
Yeah, take that. Take 4 stress. You can take it. You can fill in your 4 consequence box, or you can take.
I'm going to split it between 1 and 3.
That makes sense.
For the stress boxes.
That makes sense.
So let's do that.
Yeah.
So those are filled now. So we're going to be taking consequences from here on out, basically.
Yeah, he just smashes you with that bike. And then what I think he's going to do is he's going to do something kind of reckless.
Okay.
He is going to lock. He's going to go technical.
Oh boy. Okay.
He's going to invoke. I'm going to use my last heat to invoke my big ass club.
Okay.
I am going to put you in a crossface. Or like
using the bike?
Using the bike as leverage.
Oh, you ass. Yeah, okay.
Choking you out.
Okay. So the defense here is, the way I'm imagining it, 'cause it's going to be using... So I am going to use some heat to use the same approach 2 rolls in a row. That's going to have to happen here. And what's going to happen... So you go for that lock, and I think once you try to get... Because the way it happens is Horax has to get on top of the Flexifrog.
Yeah.
I'm trying to... I don't think he's going to jump over and get behind him. I think he's going to have to like roll out to the side and maybe grab one of the arms he's reaching out with to use the bike. Yeah. Because his arms are definitely like full out extended. This is not a small bike.
Yeah, he's definitely stretching. He's definitely like... It's pretty awkward looking, especially because my total result is a 0.
So he's gonna go for something like an arm breaker.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Or something like that. So I'm gonna roll technical with slipping out, which is going to be a 6.
You succeed with style. You can add an advantage to your advantage.
I think the advantage... Let's see. It has to be something with the arm, I think. And I don't want it to just be wrenched arm, because we already have a wrenched neck here. What's the best way to do this?
Maybe it's unsure grip. Like I don't have you
Oh sure.
You get the bike to fall on my hand, so I can't grip well.
Or smashed hand.
Yeah, smashed hand is good.
Smashed hand. I like smashed hand. Okay, and I think that... So I have momentum now.
Yep.
And the bike rolls off the hand, and I think he's immediately going to start striking at the hand.
Oh, that's good.
So let's just go straight to roughneck.
And I'm going to... I'm going to try to no-sell it.
Yeah, so this is going to be roughneck plus the invoke of the smashed hand here.
It is a total
so that's gonna be
of 6 for me.
I got a 5. Okay. Including the invoke.
All right. You can spend another heat to invoke. You can actually even invoke smashed hand again, because that is how free invokes work.
Oh, okay. I was thinking of invoking breaking new ground.
Actually, that works too.
Because he's not usually a hand-to-hand fighter. This is new. This is a thing he's just trying out.
And it's definitely working then.
Yeah, so we'll bump up to a 7.
And I'm gonna have to fill in my 2 stress box.
Okay.
I'm losing it, because you're crushing the hand, and I'm like,
Yeah.
Showing the crowd as I make a fist, and as I open and close my fist, I'm like,
And I think we're gonna go... Let's see, do we want to just go for the finisher now?
You've got it.
I think we got the momentum, and enough. There's a consequence there. So what I think is gonna happen is gonna be modified.
Okay.
Because I was talking about like a calf crusher before, but I think that he's gonna go for the neck instead. So he pulls off the mask, and he gets that hand and rolls it onto the other hand, and puts those together with the tongue, keeps them tied, and then rolls back over and puts like not a sleeper hold this time. I think it's going to be like the crossface, like you tried to do, like Horax. I think he's going to reverse it like that.
Okay, that makes sense. So because it is your finisher, you get an instant invoke because I have the wrenched neck. So whatever you roll is +2. You also have a free invocation of wrenched neck that you can put on top of that.
Yeah, so that could be +2/+2, and then the technical here. Yeah. Okay, so let me roll technical. Oh, that's a die on the ground. I got a spare. Okay, so that is all neutral.
Okay.
So that's going to end up being, with the 2 invokes, technical is a 7.
Okay.
Total.
The referee, which I think is just a floating...
It's a medical robot.
I was gonna say a floating brain, but yeah, I think it's a medical robot.
A floating brain is good too. A floating brain in a jar medical robot.
Yeah, with like the tentacles and the little grabber claws. Yep. Yeah. It's floating by... Okay, yeah, I got it. I know what's happening here.
Okay.
It's floating by Horax's face. Horax is going to... Because I can't no-sell it, because I tried no-selling it and it didn't work, and I'm in pain now.
Oh yeah, you have a crushed hand, a wrenched neck,
and you are...
Your hands are stuck together, and he is pulling that neck back.
Title is on the line. I'm throwing the ref. I'm grabbing the ref and I'm throwing him.
Oh
I'm
no!
Going savvy. I got a 2. You got a 7. I got 5. I'm taking it. I'm taking it.
Okay. Okay.
I'm filling in my 6 consequence.
Oof.
I'm filling it in with the consequence. Broken friggin' neck.
Yes, absolutely.
You hear the I throw the ref. Ref bumps. Ref hits the...
Ref bumps. That ref is out.
The glass shatters on the jar.
Oh, no.
The brain is flopping. Another ref droid comes, puts him in a little jar and flies off. And I just start tapping. I'm tapping. You hear you see me. You hear the pop as I discreetly slap my thigh.
But there's no ref to call it.
And I'm tapping. Yeah, ref's gone. So
there's one coming down the ramp, but it's not going to be fast enough here.
You gotta let go. You think you let go. You're like, I did it.
Yeah, you think you win. You let go. But that is not the case.
But you still have momentum.
I still have momentum. I think what has to happen is that we're going to go for the frog splash.
Okay.
Flexifrog goes to the top rope. Because Horax is still probably on the ground, just writhing in pain.
I know what Horax is doing. Horax is doing the Ric Flair beg. On his knees. No.
So I think the way this has to work in that case is that this is going to be not a complex move, but for a frog splash to happen, the opponent has to be on the ground. Yep. So I think, since you're on the ground begging, I think that makes for just a roughneck kick.
Yeah.
Targeting the head, neck area. Okay. So I think we need to do that first.
Yeah. And I think...
so I'll roll roughneck here.
I think I'm doing the beg, and the second you go for the kick, I'm going to go for another low blow.
Okay.
Oh, but I got a 0 again.
I got a 2.
Okay. I'm going to... Oh, I don't even know what you roundhouse kick me and I just go down because I gotta fill in my last. I gotta fill in my last consequence. I gotta fill in my last consequence and out like a light.
Okay.
Or a broken jaw. I got a broken jaw. I got a broken neck.
Jaw's good. Horax is having a bad day.
Oh, we are crowning a new ace. Is what this is.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, though. Horax is taking every, I think the crowd is starting to get... We're starting to get some real cheers for both.
Oh, yeah. This is the killer match. Everybody, you can't be too mad at him with this kind of thing going on. Yeah. And I think we're going to try to finish with the frog splash here.
You've got...
going to the top ropes.
So that is going to be your high flying.
Yep.
It's going to be your
high
bouncing
flying
around.
with bouncing around.
And you have 2 invocations that you can make on this.
Which is the 6 and the 4, right? Yeah.
So you've got 2, so you can do it. So so...
okay, so that's a 3 base. And I think I'll just invoke the 6.
Well, both of them...
Or no, I think it makes...
Both of them count as plus 2, so you can still... So you get a total of 4, so you're at 7.
Yeah, I think it's out like a light definitely makes the most sense, and then broken jaw or broken friggin' neck.
Yeah. Oh, I think you land right on the neck, right?
Oh yeah, you land right on the neck. Maybe bump against the jaw.
All right. Fill it in my last stress box because I got a 4.
Oh man,
I got a 4.
Oh man.
Anything else? One more thing. I think you land right, and the crowd blows up. 1, 2, 3, kick out.
Yeah, right. 2.9. Get that kick out.
I think I do the full sit up kick out, right? Like the finger in the air, Sami Zayn style. Like no.
Yeah, not down yet.
I think I'm
yet.
holding the light ropes, and I get up.
Yeah, just struggling
and
to
I'm
get
just
up.
like hitting my jaw, like end it.
Oh god. Yeah, I think. Let's see.
And I got a 0. So you just have to get a positive, because I think I know I'm out, right?
Right. Yeah. No, he knows he's done. So I think we're gonna go back to technical, and I think he's gonna lock in that sleeper hold again.
Yeah, okay. Give me that roll.
Yep. That is a 5.
He's out.
He's done. He pulls him off the rope and brings him to the middle and then locks it in.
Yep, and he just cold taps. Or he doesn't tap, he passes out.
Yeah, he goes out. He
passes out. The ref rings the bell, the siren sound. And new. Oh, go ahead, because that was great.
And new Pan-Galactic champion, the Fighting Flexifrog.
Fireworks and lasers fill the sky. Like 1,000 ships are just spilling their payloads.
All over.
It's over, right? And you're standing there. You get the belt. The ref is raising your arm, and then. Thorax is on his feet.
Oh no.
He's looking at you, right? And there's this big moment of oh no, what's gonna happen? He can't be happy, right?
Yeah, Flexifrog is over, on the other side of the ring on his knees, crying into the belt.
And he grabs you, and he pulls you to your feet, right? And he's locked. And you're doing the macho, head, forehead thing.
Yeah.
And I think he steps back. And he offers you his hand. His not crushed hand.
The one that's not savagely destroyed. Yeah, Flexifrog reaches out and takes his hand.
And hug. You get the hug.
Yeah.
And he raises your arm and he points. And he walks off. And that's the last anyone ever sees of Horax in Champions of the Galaxy Wrestling.
Oh, man. Retirement match.
Crowning of a new ace.
Perfect.
And that's game.
That's game.
What a good
Excellent
game that was.
I love wrestling.
I love wrestling too. It's
good.
Sometimes it's really bad.
Yeah, I haven't watched wrestling in a while, but sometimes I remember, you know what? Wrestling's pretty good.
But it's really good too.
Oh, God.
Molly, thank you so much for coming on Party of One. This was amazing.
Thanks for inviting me. I had a really good time.
So real quick, where can people find your work online?
You can find me at audioentropy.com and also at abnormalmapping.com on the One Podcast. And you can find me on Twitter at yourfriendmolly with a Y-E-R.
Fabulous. Well, I'm going to throw it over to me in the future so that he can wrap up with the show. Take it, future me. Thanks, past me. And thanks again to Molly for coming on to the show. That game was so much fun. I'm really happy that we got to play it. It was a blast. Be sure to check out all of the different shows Molly hosts on the Audio Entropy Network. They're all really good, and they're all really fun, and they all have the energy of just good friends sitting back and chatting about the things that they love, and it's just great to really just sit back and listen to. You can find links to all of those in the show notes or at audioentropy.com. You should also be sure to follow Molly on Twitter at YourFriendMolly. Then while you're on Twitter, follow this show at Party of One Pod, then like the show on Facebook at facebook.com/partyofonepodcast. Then, if you really enjoyed the show, consider leaving us a nice iTunes review, social media shout-out, or word-of-mouth recommendation. All three of those things help us find new audiences and do bigger, better, and cooler things. Speaking of bigger, better, and cooler things, if you're in the Philadelphia area on July 15th, we're doing a live show at Amalgam Comics and Coffee House in Philadelphia at high noon. Be sure to stop by for that. That's going to be a super blast. You can also consider backing the show on Patreon at patreon.com/partyofonepodcast. Patreon backers get access to bonus material, mini podcasts, and interviews, and Patreon dollars go towards helping hosting fees, equipment costs, and convention appearances. You can find all of that at patreon.com/partyofonepodcast. If you want to hear more from me, consider checking out All My Fantasy Children, the podcast in which Aaron Catano, Saez, and I take your listener prompts and turn them into beautiful, thriving, vibrant role-playing game children. You can find that at soundcloud.com/allmyfantasychildren. If you'd like to inquire about advertising rates coming onto the show, or you want to swap summer cocktail recipes with me, you can email me at partyofonepodcast@gmail.com. Well, that's it for me. Until next time, thank you so much for listening. Remember to fight the forces of fascism every single day, and party on.
Never gonna die.